spirited. Stop lying. Let me show you right there. That's what you did.
No, he's
That's what you just did to his wall. Don't tell me that one spit. That was rude. Excuse me, Skylar.
Just when you thought things couldn't get crazier with Michael and Angela on 90 Day Fiancé, things just took a wild turn. The drama between these two has hit a peak, and today we are diving into a legal mess that's left fans totally shocked. What started as a rocky relationship has turned into something way more serious, with Michael now taking legal action against Angela after some pretty intense incident. If you have been keeping up with Michael and Angela, you know their relationship has always been a wild ride, but the latest news is something nobody expected. Michael suing Angela is a huge shift in their story, revealing a side of their relationship that viewers don't usually see. Well, let's see what pushed Michael to his limit, how this is affecting their relationship, and what it could mean for their future.
Did you tell my daughters all women are stupid?
So what do you expect me to
Bitch.
Like now? So what is it?
Let me tell you something. You better get your ass and get your. You
my
want to get
opinion.
fucked? Duck up. Duck up.
Michael and Angela's relationship has been one of the biggest topics on 90 Day Fiancé. Honestly, it's easy to see why. From the beginning, it was clear their love story was going to be typical. As time went on, the cracks in their relationship became more obvious. What people saw as Angela's strong personality started to look more concerning. The first major turning point came during one of their heated arguments. In a moment of rage, she spat on Michael. This wasn't just shocking, it was humiliating for him. Spitting on someone is one of the most degrading things you can do, and for Michael, it was a huge blow to his dignity that left him feeling violated and powerless.
Good. That's ribs. Remember I kept telling you about hog? That's hog.
Oh,
You see the different flavor?
okay.
You know, pig? Did you just spit on there?
It's no SPITS.
Michael, did you?
Babe,
What did you
it's
do?
not-
He just spit on the wall. You went, why did you do that? You're sitting here denying.
I'm not denying.
You spitted. Stop lying. Let me show you right there. That's what you did.
No, he's
That's what you just did to his wall. Don't tell me that one spit. That was rude. Excuse me, Skylar. That was rude. That's disrespectful to my friend's place. Honestly. Honestly, embarrassed.
For Michael, this wasn't just a one-time thing, it was part of a pattern that had been building for years. Angela's verbal abuse had always been there, with Michael often putting up with harsh words and insults. But this moment marked a new low. The act of spitting was a clear step up from the verbal and emotional abuse he had been dealing with. It was a sign that things were spiraling out of control, but Michael still tried to keep the peace, hoping it was just a fluke and things would go back to normal. Sadly, things only got worse. During another intense argument, Angela grabbed a pot of hot water from the stove and threw it at Michael. The scalding water burned his chest and arms, causing him intense pain. This was no longer just heated words, it was a physical assault. The burns were serious enough that Michael needed medical attention, and the emotional impact was even more devastating. This was the moment that changed everything for Michael. The spitting incident was humiliating, but the hot water attack was life-threatening. It was clear that Angela's behavior was getting worse, and Michael knew he had to protect himself before it was too late. Deciding to take legal action against Angela wasn't easy, but it was the only option left. He could no longer ignore the abuse or hope things would magically get better. He had to stand up for himself and take control of the situation before it spiraled out of control.
What else do you want me to do? You keep talking
I
about
want
same
you
thing
to
over
admit
and
you have
over.
a lying problem.
What lie did I lie again?
All the time.
What did
You
I lie
lie
again?
all the time, Michael. You get
What
caught
else?
up and then you stick with that lie and think if I say it enough, everybody's gonna believe it.
For years, Michael had put up with Angela's crazy mood swings while hoping things would get better. He loved her a lot, and even with all the warning signs, he thought their relationship could be saved. But after the burns and the pain, he finally understood that he couldn't just keep quiet anymore. Deciding to take legal action wasn't just about getting justice, it was about saving himself. Michael's thoughts were all over the place. On one hand, he didn't want to air their dirty laundry. He was worried about how people would react, especially since their relationship had been on national TV. He was stuck between wanting to keep things private and realizing he needed to look out for himself. The physical and emotional scars were constant reminders that things had spiraled out of control. As the days went by and the burns became more serious, Michael started to see that he had to do something. He began to realize this wasn't just another fight that could be brushed aside. This was serious, and he needed to take action before it got worse. Eventually, it was the thought of what could happen next that pushed Michael to talk to a lawyer. He knew he couldn't handle Angela's anger alone anymore. Meeting with a lawyer was his first step to taking back control of his life. The lawyer listened to his story about the hot water incident and the spitting incident and immediately saw that Michael had a solid case. This wasn't just a couple of arguments, it was a pattern of abuse that had turned violent. The lawyer told Michael he had every right to seek damages for what he had been through, both physically and emotionally. More importantly, the lawyer stressed that it was crucial to send a message that abuse is never okay. This legal battle wasn't just about money, it was about standing up against a toxic relationship that had crossed the line. With the lawyer's support, Michael found the courage to move forward, realizing this was more than just a personal choice. It was a fight for justice and his own safety. When Angela found out about the lawsuit, her reaction was explosive, just like anyone who had seen her on 90 Day Fiancé would expect. She was furious, claiming Michael was overreacting and trying to ruin her life out of spite. In her eyes, she was the victim, not the one who had caused the abuse.
Does anything tell you that Michael is cheating on Angela in any way?
I've got 160 pages of reports. To answer your question directly, no, there's not.
Okay.
Good.
I don't care. I don't care. You said talk. What did you even do? So tell me.
Angela's anger was intense as she ranted about how Michael was trying to make her look bad and how he was betraying her, but under all that anger, there was a growing fear. Angela realized this wasn't just another fight that could be smoothed over with a chat. The lawsuit was serious and could expose their relationship's darkest moments to the people. As the legal battle approached, Angela's confidence started to waver. The fact that Michael was serious about taking this to court hit her hard. She was losing control, and that scared her. The courtroom scenes that followed were intense and full of emotion. The case attracted a lot of media attention and fans eager to see how it would unfold. Michael took the stand to share his story, talking about the years of emotional and verbal abuse, the spitting incident that crushed his dignity, and the hot water attack that left him scarred. His testimony was backed up by medical reports and witness accounts from friends and family who had seen the signs of the toxic relationship. Angela tried to defend herself, claiming Michael was the one provoking her, but the evidence against her was overwhelming. The photos of Michael's burns, the medical reports, and testimonies from those who had witnessed the abuse were too strong to ignore. Angela's defense started to fall apart as the truth of her actions became clear. The emotional toll of the trial was heavy, with both Michael and Angela having to relive their worst moments in front of a packed courtroom.
I don't care what y'all think about me because I know the real mother.
But he's not better than the private investigator, though.
Because you know why? We didn't have enough time to get it all. He ain't had enough time. This is 2 weeks investigation.
The trial wrapped up with a verdict everyone had been waiting for, and you could feel the tension in the courtroom. After going through all the evidence, the court sided with Michael. The judge pointed out the clear pattern of abuse and called out Angela's actions as not just wrong, but also something that could be taken to court. Michael got awarded some money for the physical and emotional pain he went through, which, while it didn't erase everything, was a solid acknowledgement of his suffering. Plus, the court slapped a restraining order on Angela, making it clear she couldn't contact Michael anymore. This moment was huge, not just for Michael, but for anyone who had ever been in a tough situation like his. For Michael, the court's decision felt like a mix of relief and validation. It was like the legal system finally recognized what he had been through and gave him some protection for the future. But more than just the money and the restraining order, the verdict sent a strong message: abuse is never okay, no matter the circumstances, and victims deserve to fight back. Meanwhile, fans have also shared their thoughts on this whole situation. A person commented saying, "I could be happier for Michael as he will now be able to live his life in peace." TLC should be held accountable for allowing Angela to abuse Michael multiple times, but we all know they only care about their ratings, not anyone's mental health. Another one added, "Angela has no emotions at all. She is a bully and she loves screaming. She will never own up about her bullying behavior. She needs to be locked away for a long time." But what do you guys think about the court's verdict, and how do you feel about Michael's journey toward healing and Angela's path to redemption? Share your thoughts in the comments. See you next time.